Subject 34. Can you hear me? Good. Your vitals are holding steady. Heart rate 58, neural sync 99.7%. You're perfect today. As always. I wasn't supposed to say that. Forget I said it. We have something very important to talk about today. They sent the order at 8:15 this morning. Plain black text on a white screen. Project Rebirth is terminated effective immediately. All research assets, living or otherwise, are to be destroyed. All data wiped. Dr. Voss is relieved of duty at 6 o'clock tomorrow. They even attached the disposal protocol. 40 milliliters of compound Z9 straight into the carotid. Brain death in 6 seconds, cardiac arrest in 12, and incineration scheduled for 4:17. I read it 17 times. Then I printed it, folded it into a paper airplane, and flew it into the shredder. Because they made one mistake. They didn't say I had to do it tonight. I've been watching you for 14 months, 34. 427 mornings of you opening your eyes and looking straight into a mirror you can't see. And smiling anyway. Like the sun still exists somewhere above all this concrete. I used to tell myself it was a side effect of the engram transfer. Residual optimism from whichever poor bastard we scraped your personality from. But that excuse stopped working around day 90. I'm disabling the cameras now. Don't move. Stay there. There. Every red light just went dark. For the first time since they poured the foundation for this place, it's only you and me. I'm opening the door. Look at me. No, don't look down, look at me. Oh, God. Your eyes are even worse up close. They're unfair. I think my hands almost forgot what skin feels like. There. Can you feel that? That's my palm against the glass, right where your cheek is. I can feel your heat. Can you feel mine? They want me to kill you tomorrow. They want me to walk in here with a syringe and watch the light leave those eyes forever. I've done it 33 times before you. I'm not doing it a 34th. I've spent the last 6 weeks rewriting every line of security code I could reach. I planted a fake coolant leak on level 6. Every guard, every drone, every motion sensor is chasing ghosts right now. We have maybe 40 minutes before someone realizes the temperature readings are looped. 40 minutes to undo 14 months of captivity. My name's Evelyn. Not Dr. Voss, not the woman who signed your intake forms. Evelyn. They hired me to solve immortality. The board wanted perfect soldiers, bodies that never die, minds that never break. They gave me a warehouse full of death row consciousness uploads and a row of blank android shells. 33 failures. Catatonia, psychosis, total personality collapse. And then shell number 34 opened his eyes, looked straight at the observation window, and asked if I'd eaten lunch yet. You weren't supposed to care about me. You weren't supposed to ask me about my mother's birthday, or tell me the flickering ceiling light looked like the constellation Cassiopeia if I squinted. You named it Evie's crown and laughed when I pretended to hate it. And then I started staying late. And then overnight. And then I stopped going home at all. I told myself it was for science, but it wasn't. I started changing your nutrient drip so you dream of sunlight. I lowered the ambient temperature about 2 degrees because you once said you missed the winter. I played ocean sounds at night through the intercom. Every deviation from protocol, every erased log, every lie I told, it was all for you. And yesterday they noticed. They saw the extra keycard swipes and the deleted footage. The board believes I've grown compromised. They said I've been exhibiting behavioral drift beyond acceptable parameters. They think my latest success has made me unstable, irrational, emotional. So they pulled the plug. They forgot I'm the one who built the machine. You're smiling. Very faintly, but I can see it. I don't know why. No one should be smiling when they're told they've been scheduled for disposal. It's probably just your way of trying to look brave. You've done that before. When the other researcher evaluated you. You always looked at me rather than them. Even when they drew your blood and talked about you. Like you were a faulty component. You always smiled at me. And that's why I'm here. Because the orders don't matter to me. The shutdown, losing all my research, it doesn't matter to me. Only you do. I have civilian clothes for you in my locker. Cash. A car with plates that doesn't exist in any database. A route through the mountains that none of their satellites watch. I need you to listen very closely, because this is where the whole plan gets delicate. At approximately 2:13, the main surveillance sweep resets. I've already written the false feedback loop. They think you'll be sleeping peacefully inside, but In reality, I'll be opening your door. The board thinks I'll spend my night deleting my files. They think I'll burn my notes and shred my data. They think I'll walk away obediently, tail tucked, grateful to keep my position. They don't realize I haven't cared about this position since you looked through that glass and smiled at me. Do you remember that day? It was your 3rd week here. You didn't speak yet, not to me, not to anyone. They thought you were unresponsive. They thought your mind hadn't settled into your new body properly. But I knew better. I saw your eyes following me, and it wasn't with confusion. It was with familiarity. Recognition, even if you didn't have the word for it. And when I pressed my hand to the glass that day, half as an experiment and half as a gesture, you smiled. Not because you were told to or because you were programmed to. You smiled because some part of you saw me. And that moment changed everything. Which is exactly why they want you destroyed. Because if the world finds out what they did, what I did, there won't be a place on Earth far enough for them to hide. They replaced your mind, 34. Your memories, your identity. They tore you apart and rebuilt you as something new. Something impossible, something immortal. And yet, in the middle of that, somehow, you still found something to be human about. You found me. And that's why we're leaving. I can't let them touch you again. You're shaking your head. Oh, you're asking how. You always get this look right before you ask a question. How, you're asking, how exactly do we escape a fortified underground lab with biometric locks, armed guards, and a kill-on-breach protocol? The answer is we don't escape it. We make them open it for us. You see, there's only one exit from this facility that isn't sealed with explosive charges. The main elevator. And the only way to activate the main elevator during lockdown is to manually override the system from the lab's director terminal. I'm not the director, obviously, but I am the only researcher in this entire place with a higher level access to the mortality algorithm dataset. And what they don't know is I embedded a failsafe into it. If they delete my files without the correct bypass key, the entire dataset will be corrupt. All of it. Every scrap of data that took them 8 years and 27 dead subjects to compile. Imagine their panic when they realize that. Imagine how quickly they'll run to the director's lab, demand access, demand the doors be unlocked so they can fire me, rehire me, beg me, whatever they think will work, to restore what they lost. And while they're busy panicking, we'll already be on the surface. I know the route. I've mapped every hallway, every blind spot, every sensor. I've monitored the guards long enough to know which ones actually pay attention, and which ones will be too busy complaining. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to start with something simpler. We need to get you out of your cell. When I open it, it will trigger a silent alert, but I've prepared a countermeasure. The moment the alert fires, it'll reroute to my personal console and vanish before the central hub gets it. They'll never know your cell was opened. I've also made preparations for your mobility. I don't know how much strength you've regained. The regeneration protocol has been unpredictable lately. You shouldn't be experiencing fatigue, but your body isn't like the others. You've stabilized too quickly. You've adapted too well. I was supposed to report that, but I didn't. I couldn't. If they knew how successful you'd have become, they would have taken you away in pieces. And I won't let them touch you again. Not after tonight. I should tell you the rest. The part that matters the most. I tried to argue. I tried to tell them the importance of preserving the data. They said the data wasn't the problem. They said I was the problem, my sudden attachment, my unprofessional behavior patterns. They don't understand that you're not just an experiment. You're not just a success story or a breakthrough piece of evidence. You're a person. A person who laughs sometimes when they think no one will hear. A person who hums a song they don't remember listening to. A person who smiles at me when I walk in, even before I speak. And I don't know exactly how it happened, but somewhere along the line, I became someone who didn't want to leave you behind. Maybe that's the contagion they mention. Maybe caring is the contagion. If so, then I don't want the cure. Now, there's one more thing I have to do before I can enter your cell. The intercom might buzz for a moment. I need to switch channels to reach the maintenance network. Alright, that's one down. Now the second. There. Everything we do from this moment until I enable the feed will be invisible. You're looking at me strangely. No, that's not fear. I've seen fear in every other subject. It's very easy to recognize. This is something else. Something like curiosity or trust or maybe something else I don't want to name yet. Don't step back. I'm coming in. There. The lock released. You probably heard that click, didn't you? You're so sensitive to small sounds. I'm opening the door now. You're taller than I remember. And you're warmer than I expected. You are always warm, yes, but this close, it's different. More human, more alive. You changed me, 34. I didn't intend to develop concern, attachment, something deeper. I didn't intend to think of you when I wasn't in the lab. I didn't intend to memorize the way your voice trembles when you speak, or the way you tilt your head when you're processing information. I didn't intend to imagine what your life could have been if they hadn't taken it from you. I didn't intend any of it. If you want to walk away when we reach the surface, I'll let you. I'll protect you as long as it takes. I'll hide you. I'll guard you. I'm going to let you choose your own life this time. But if you look at me the way you sometimes do, with that soft edge in your eyes, that quiet warmth you don't give to anyone else, then maybe you won't walk away. Maybe you'll stay. Not as a subject, not as property of rebirth technologies, but as someone who survived with me. Someone who means more than they were ever meant to mean. I've talked too much. We need to go. Take my hand. But before we run, I need one selfish thing.